Let us for a few moments meditate on the Divine Master and pray to Him for peace and prosperity. Shanti Shanti Hari Om Tat Sat. Om Stavakaya Chadharmasya Sarvadharma Swarupine Stavakaya Chadharmasya Sarvadharma Swarupine Avatar Varishtaya Ramakrishna Te Namaha Asato Ma Sadgamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Asato Ma Sadgamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Mritangamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Let us offer our salutations to Sri Ramakrishna, the embodiment of all religions, the Supreme God incarnate. Let us pray to Him to remove all our ignorance. Let us pray to Him to get peace and joy in the life. Sri Ramakrishna has given specific teachings to get peace and joy. It's only through the practice of spirituality we may have some experience of peace and happiness. It's a long practice. One cannot achieve the goal all of a sudden. Once Dhruva, a great devotee of Narayan, he thought, how fortunate I am, I got the vision of Narayan just by doing meditation. And then, when this thought came to him, Narada Maharshi came there. He asked him to come with him. So they walked through. Then they came near a mountain, big mountain. There, lot of bones were there. Dhruva was amazed. What is this? So many bones. The whole hill is full of bones. Then Narada said, yes. Do you know whose bones are they? It is your own. So many lives you have taken previously. So many births you have passed through. And in this life you got the realization of God, experience of God. The idea is we must keep on practicing steadily. That's very important. Whatever we do honestly, sincerely, we definitely get the result out of it. Once Sri Ramakrishna said to Hazra, don't eat too much. And then he said, give up this craze for outer cleanliness. People with a craze do not attain knowledge. Follow conventions only as much as necessary. Don't go to excess. It's a very significant teaching Sri Ramakrishna has given. He is cautioning how we should be moderate in eating, in our activities. Eating too much or more than what is required may lead to unpleasantness. He may get into some kind of stomach problem, etc. Or by eating excess, one may feel like going to sleep. It might lead him to lethargy. That is, eating excess makes one tamasic and dull. Such a person will not be able to think clearly and meditate upon spiritual ideas. Example is given. A particular drug is prescribed for curing a certain disease. The quality of the drug is very good, high standard, manufactured by a very good company. The dosage is fixed by the doctor. Accordingly, the patient should take it. But if the patient takes more drug than the prescribed quantity, it may not help cure the disease. Another example is given. There is a lamp, wick and oil. The wick burns well if it is properly fixed and sufficient oil is supplied. The glass shade must be clean to reflect the light properly. All these things must be taken care of. If the length of the wick is pushed upwards more than the requirement, then instead of burning properly, it gives out smoke and it covers up the glass shade too. Thereby illumination of the lamp is disturbed. On the other hand, if the wick is lower than the requirement, then the light is put off. So both are not correct. It is said that Buddha began to fast too much. Then he could not continue meditation because he became terribly weak. Mind could not function. He could not think. He could not do anything. Then he started taking food regularly and properly to get back the lost strength. So, we must always remember, Ati Sarvatra Varjayet, must always avoid excesses. Steadiness must be there. That's important. Regularity, steadiness. Lord Krishna has said in the chapter 6th, verse number 17, Yuktahara viharasya, yukta cheshtasya karmasu, yukta swapnavabodhasya yogo bhavati dukkhaha. Who is free from the sorrows and miseries in life? He who is temperate in his food and recreation, temperate in his exertion at work, temperate in sleep and waking. So a person who follows this instruction will be able to get over all types of sorrows. Yoga is possible for such a person. So all these ideas are hidden in Sri Ramakrishna's statement. Don't eat excess. And at the same time, Sri Ramakrishna warned that too much of external cleanliness, too much thinking about that is not the way. Many people ask the question, Swami, is it all right that, is it necessary that we should take bath and change the dress and do all such things to meditate? But it is good to take bath and change the cloth, no doubt about it. But that itself should not disturb you. At the same time, you should get over the laziness too. So Sri Ramakrishna is telling us to practice spiritual ideas in a steady way. Then we will have the benefit of it. Regular meditations in morning and evening, devotional practices are essential. But one might ask the question, some people do intense sadhana. Is it not excess? The point is, it depends upon the temperament of a person. Ordinarily speaking, we should adopt this method. But when you become sufficiently strong, when you become sufficiently interested in practicing spirituality, then of course you like to do more intensely the practices. And then Sri Ramakrishna tells that incarnations do not reveal themselves completely to people. When they come, they behave like human beings, and when they become known to the people, they give up their mortal frame. Anyway, God is always there to help us all the time. What is needed is we must prepare our mind. Somehow or other, we must take steps to practice spirituality. Page 362. To Surendra, Sri Ramakrishna said, you have both yoga and bhoga. There are different classes of sages, the Brahmarshi, Devarshi and Rajarshi. Shukdev is an example of the Brahmarshi. He didn't keep even one book with him. An example of the Devarshi is Narad. Janaka was a Rajarshi devoted to selfless work. All these rishis have realized the truth, have experienced the truth. The devotee of the Divine Mother attains dharma and moksha. He enjoys artha and kama as well. Once I saw you in a vision, referring to Surendra, Sri Ramakrishna is telling. I saw you in a vision as the child of the Divine Mother. You have both yoga and bhoga. Otherwise, your countenance would look dry. The man who renounces all looks dry. Once I saw a devotee of the Divine Mother at the bathing ghat on the Ganges. He was eating his meal and at the same time worshipping the Mother. He looked on himself as the Mother's child. But it is not good to have much money. I find that Jadu Malik is drowned in worldliness. It is because he has too much money. Nabin Niyogi too has both yoga and bhoga. I saw him and his son waving the fan before the image of the Divine Mother at the time of the Durga Puja. Surendra asked, Sir, why can't I meditate? Master said, You remember God and think of Him, don't you? Surendra replied, Yes, sir. I go to sleep repeating the word Mother. Sri Ramakrishna said, That's very good. It will be enough if you remember God and think of Him. Sri Ramakrishna had taken Surendra's responsibilities on himself. Why should Surendra worry about anything? It was evening. The master was sitting on the floor of his room with the devotees. He was talking to them about yoga and the 6 centers. These are described in the Shiva Samhita. Master said, Ida, Pingala and Sushumna are the 3 principal nerves. All the lotuses are located in the Sushumna. They are formed of consciousness like a tree made of wax. The branches, twigs, fruits and so forth, all of wax. The Kundalini lies in the lotus of the Mooladhara. That lotus has 14 petals. The primordial energy resides in all bodies as the Kundalini. She is like a sleeping snake coiled up, of the form of a sleeping snake, having the Mooladhara for her abode. To Master Maharshi, he said, the Kundalini is speedily awakening. It is speedily awakened if one follows the path of bhakti. God cannot be seen unless she is awakened. Sing earnestly and secretly in solitude. Waken, O Mother, O Kundalini, whose nature is bliss eternal. Thou art the serpent coiled in sleep, in the lotus of the Mooladhara. Ram Prasad achieved perfection through singing. One obtains the vision of God if one sings with yearning heart. Master Maharshi said, grief and distress of mind disappear if one has these experiences but once. Sri Ramakrishna said, that's true. distress of mind disappears forever. I shall tell you a few things about yoga. But you see, the mother bird doesn't break the shell until the chick inside the egg is matured. The egg is hatched in the fullness of time. It is necessary to practice some spiritual discipline. The Guru no doubt does everything for the disciple, but at the end he makes the disciple work a little himself. When cutting down a big tree, a man cuts almost through the trunk. Then he stands aside for a moment, and the tree falls down with a crash. The farmer brings water to his field through a canal from the river. He stands aside when only a little digging remains to be done to connect the field with the water. Then the earth becomes soaked and falls of itself, and the water of the river pours into the canal in torrents. A man is able to see God as soon as he gets rid of ego and other limitations. He sees God as soon as he is free from such feelings as I am a scholar, I am the son of such and such a person, I am wealthy, I am honorable, and so forth. God alone is real and all else is unreal. The world is illusory, that is discrimination. One cannot assimilate spiritual instruction without discrimination. Through the practice of spiritual discipline, one attains perfection by the grace of God. But one must also labor a little. Then one sees God and enjoys bliss. If a man hears that a jar filled with gold is buried at a certain place, he rushes there and begins to dig. He sweats as he goes on digging. After much digging, he feels the spade strike something. Then he throws away the spade and looks for the jar. At the sight of the jar, he dances for joy. Then he takes up the jar and pours out the gold coins. He takes them into his hand, counts them, and feels the ecstasy of joy, vision, touch, enjoyment. Isn't it so? Master Maharaj answered, yes, sir. The master was silent a moment and then went on. He said, those who are my own will come here, even if I scold them. Look at Narendra's nature. At first he used to abuse my mother Kali very much. One day I said to him sharply, rascal, don't come here anymore. He slowly left the room and prepared a smoke. He who is one's own will not be angry even if scolded. What do you say? Master Maharaj said, that is true, sir. Sri Ramakrishna said, Narendra is perfect from his very birth. He is devoted to the ideal of the formless God. Master Maharaj, smiling, said, whenever he comes here, he brings along great excitement. Sri Ramakrishna smiled and said, yes, excitement indeed. The following day was Tuesday, the Ekadashi of the lunar fortnight. It was 11 o'clock in the morning, and the master had not yet taken his meal. M. Rakhal and other devotees were sitting in the master's room. Master said to M, one should fast on the 11th day of the lunar fortnight. That purifies the mind and helps one to develop love of God. Isn't that so? Master Maharaj said, yes, sir. Master said, but you may take milk and puffed rice. Don't you think so? We shall stop here. I will be able to cross the Maya only when I have the vision of the Supreme in my heart. So I am in ignorance as long as I am under the influence of Maya on account of the samskaras created. We don't know why, but We are passing through that stage. We are passing through so many sufferings in the life. So we are probing the matter. Why this suffering should come? So that's why Sri Ramakrishna tells, if God is there, let Him give His vision. So we can have that approach. In fact, Sri Ramakrishna had that approach. If God is present in you, you must reveal yourself to me. So, that is the objective. Then only the spiritual practices, all these things have got meaning. And another thing is, as we keep on doing devotional practices, we feel a kind of happiness, though we are not able to express it. But we have that satisfaction of getting that kind of pure happiness, but you will not be satisfied. And Guru himself comes. The situation is brought in such a way. Guru, the need of Guru is that he only helps the person on the way. That is how I look. So, with respect to realization, experience, etc., if he believes the existence of the divine, independent of all these things, then only his devotional practice, etc., have got meaning. Otherwise, he did not have to do practice also. Why should he have to do? Now, when that who am I is answered, that itself is the experience of truth, which we call God. No, there is a joy and joy. So you can compare the joy and happiness you get in the world and the joy and happiness you get through spiritual practices. There is a lot of difference. Many times we find people coming here and telling honestly, some we feel a remarkable peace when we come inside, because they feel the difference. They may get peace outside also, but there is difference. It's only experience. To make it permanent, you have to establish well in your spiritual way. You must be well established. You see, Sri Ramakrishna would always go into ecstasy, almost every day. Some people come, some devotee or somebody is singing hymns on God or uttering the name of God, immediately Sri Ramakrishna would go into ecstasy. So that means that was the real nature. Once you get into that, his mind would never come down to the worldly level at all. So he has to force his mind to come down. So he would desire, let me drink a glass of water, etc. Unless you cherish some desire, mind will not come down. And he wanted to come down because he wanted to teach the people. He wanted to show the way to the people. Otherwise, he could have well absorbed himself in deep meditation. That's called samadhi. That is, the Sri Ramakrishna himself has said that when he was about to pass away, when he was about to leave his body, Narendranath Vivekananda was sitting on his side and he was entertaining immediately a doubt came to him. Who is this Ramakrishna? Is he incarnation? He never spoke. The doubt came into his mind. Sri Ramakrishna could not get up. He was so weak. But all of a sudden he got up and telling vehemently, even now you are doubting? One was Sri Ramachandra in Treta Yuga, one was Sri Krishna in Dwapara Yuga, is now Sri Ramakrishna in this age, but not in your Vedantic sense. So relatively it is true, relatively. And Maya and all these things, see, as long as you are in the game, you are having the effects of all those things. So once you are released from the game, then you know the other aspect. It is just like that. It is true, Sri Ramakrishna himself tells that. And why they prescribe so many practices? It is because you have to remove the veil of Maya yourself. That's the reason. So individual effort should be there. Individual effort should be there. That is very important. All other things are only help. But the fact that the existence of the divine must be accepted. Without that, you will have no direction in your spiritual practices. See, for example, the tree is there. The tree is very good, but it is a tree. So, person will be like that only. One may be very good, but what is the end result of it? Unless you experience, unless you realize, unless you share it with others. Why Sri Ramakrishna would go to the rooftop and shout, "Come people, I am ready to share my spiritual wealth." Because he was so overjoyed, he was full of joy, full of bliss, and he wanted to share it with people. That infinite love was gushing forth in torrents. So that is the indication of the experienced soul. That's why you always feel tremendous liveliness, cheerfulness in the holy company, holy personality, whoever it is. So that is the beauty of it. So that gives you impression, he is like that, so let me also have that experience. Then you will ask him how to have that experience. Then he will say, do like this. Maya, that is true. You have to break through Maya through the help of the Maya. Yeah. It's just like mind, you see. Mind is the gateway to heaven or hell. Same mind. You are thinking about the divine. Who is thinking? Part of the mind is only thinking. So finally, at the final realization, one will know that mind is nothing but Atman itself. But now it is theory for us because we have not experienced it. But the experienced sages have told, in the final analysis, mind itself is Atman. Nothing but Atman. Once you realize that, then you are in perpetual joy. And there is no more Maya anymore. So that state has to be reached, Various methods are there, various paths are there. That's all. There is no rule that everybody should take the help of somebody else to experience the truth. But in the realm of Maya, everything is provided. The role of Guru is also important as the role of the disciple. As we cherish relationship with our worldly things, in the same way we cherish our relationships with divine beings. As long as you are in the body, as long as you are identified with your body, mind, intellect, you can't say you are a zero entity. It's only theory. God alone exists, nothing else. That is a fact. Facts are there, but they have to be experienced. Experience is different. Fact is different. Theory is different, practice is different. So when you pray for peace and prosperity for all, that broadens your heart. It makes you feel you are one with the universe. You are part and parcel of the universe. Praying for everybody. So that feeling of goodwill, that itself raises your mind to high level. That's the idea. And we can't get rid of that body-mind idea. Because if you are really aware of that, then in practical field it's different. Theoretically you may say, but theory and practice must go together. Then I understand. So you must say, what you mean must be practiced by yourself that way. Then I understand. That means what I mean to say is that as long as we are identified with this body, we have to go according to the conventions and rules and other things followed. That's the thing. Otherwise, it has got its effect. You are walking, you are stumbling on a rock. you drop down, you got injury, but everything is Maya, no doubt. But you are affected by it. From the absolute standpoint, that's what Sri Ramakrishna says, not from Vedantic point, Sri Ramakrishna says. From the absolute point, what you say is correct. Everything is full of light, jyoti. Now I am trying to analyze that way. See, Sri Ramakrishna himself tells his mother, Chandramani, almost every day she would see various forms of gods and goddesses. She never prayed to those gods and goddesses to come and show their forms, but she used to see. It was very natural for her. In fact, one day she was waiting. Her son did not return at the correct time, night, very late in night, Ramkumar. He had gone there to do worship in some devotee's home. He was performing the puja of Lakshmi. At midnight, 12 o'clock over, and he has not come. As a mother, she was feeling very anxious, and she came out of the home and standing in the street and watching. Where is my son? He has not come. After some time, midnight, she saw most beautiful lady coming on the street. And she was so full of joy to see that lady. And she talked with and asked about, my son had gone for doing some puja in some devotee's home. It is in the same direction where you are coming from. He has not come, so I am waiting. And that form, divine form, it's a divine form. She just smiled and said, don't worry, you will come now. And she just went. She was just going out. And Chandramani says, where are you going now? It's very late. It's not safe to walk in the street. Please come and take rest in my home. Morning you can go. Then she said, no, don't worry about me. She was none other than Lakshmi herself. Can you imagine? Goddess Lakshmi herself giving her darshan to Chandramani. Afterwards, after some time, Ramkumar came. And regarding this also, from the higher Advaitic point of view, from the non-dualistic point of view, all these things are unreal, no doubt. The same question was asked to Sri Ramakrishna, and Sri Ramakrishna replied, as long as you are in this world, when you consider this world as real, then all the other worlds also are real. If this world is unreal, then all the other worlds are also unreal. Don't take part by part. If you want to reject, reject totally. If you accept, accept totally. Not half and half. Not according to your convenience. I accept only that which is suitable to me. No, that you can't have. And Sri Ramakrishna himself tells, all the divine forms are real. And he himself has said, I have seen all the divine forms. Most charming form is Rajarajeshwari. That also Sri Ramakrishna has said. All the lokas are there. Some people even ask question. You see, is there people, they talk in mythology, the existence of hell, etc., hells, heavens. Do they exist? And some people explain in such a way, this world itself is heaven and hell. That's one way of explanation. But it's also true that the hells also exist independently, as heavens exist independently. If you accept heavens, if you accept the existence of heavens, you must accept the existence of hells also. If you don't want to accept hell, don't accept heaven also. That's the idea. Don't take part by part. Of course, in the Vedas, it is clearly mentioned. Even the direction, etc., where the certain lokas are situated. And even they mention in different types of lokas, what types of people live there. All these things are given. Whether they are true or not, they are to be experienced by your own scrutiny. And it is said that there is one particular loka where even after the pralaya, when the whole world gets dissolved, dissolution they say, but that particular loka doesn't get dissolved. That's called tapoloka, where the people who are adept in meditation, who have not yet reached their final realization, final experience, or who want to pursue still further, they continue their meditation in those regions. One is called Kramamukti. Kramamukti means gradual liberation, stage by stage. See? Another is Videha Mukti. After leaving this body, one gets liberation. Some people say, for getting liberation, one has to come to this earth. And that's also true. But it's also true that all people need not come back to the earth. So like that, there are so many varieties of things are there. But what is needed is, whatever form you want to accept, whether you want to accept God with as an idea, spiritual idea, whatever way you want to pursue it, you follow it up, get experience, then everything will be revealed to you. That's what. So Sri Ramakrishna gives this example also about describing how a particular sweetmeat tastes. I can explain to you, it's very, very good. It's very sweet, nice, so and so, so and so. But how does it make you have that kind of joy unless you yourself taste that sweet? You have to eat that sweet, then only you will have your experience about it. I can explain, it is very good, very good. Just like that, God's experience also. It is subjective, actually. But then what is the need of all these incarnations, all these Mahatmas and these sages? They're all there only to give us inspiration, only to convince that it is true. They are the testimony. Ramana Maharshi was there, Arvinda was there. So many people, how they have lived the life. It's not a joke. So experience is the best teacher. But these things will help you to have the experience. So Sri Ramakrishna got many teachers. All the teachers came to him. He did not seek them. But what Sri Ramakrishna tells, by the grace of Mother herself provided all the spiritual teachers to him. They would come to him and initiate him and go away. And he would realize it in 3 days. And he became the teacher of teachers. That's the idea. All right, we shall conclude. Chant the name of the Lord and His glory unceasingly, that the mirror of the heart may be wiped clean and quenched that mighty forest fire, worldly lust raging furiously within. O name, stream down in moonlight on the lotus heart, opening its cup to knowledge of thyself. O self, drowned deep in the waves of His bliss, tasting His nectar at every step, bathing in His name, that bath for weary souls. Various are Thy names, O Lord, in each and every name Thy power resides. No times are set, no rites are needful for chanting of Thy name. So vast is Thy mercy, how huge then is my wretchedness, who find in this empty life and heart no devotion to Thy name. O my mind, be humbler than a blade of grass, be patient and forbearing like a tree, take no honor to thyself, give honor to all, chant unceasingly the name of the Lord. O Lord and soul of the universe, mine is no prayer for wealth or retinue, the playthings of lust or the toys of fame. As many times as I may be reborn, grant me, O Lord, a steadfast love for Thee. A drowning man in this world's pure, fearful ocean is thy servant, O sweet one. In thy mercy, consider him as dust beneath thy feet. Oh, how I long for the day when an instant's separation from thee, O Lord, will be as 1,000 years, when my heart burns away with his desire, and the world without thee is a heartless void. Prostrate at thy feet let me be, in unwavering devotion, neither imploring the embrace of thine arms, nor bewailing the withdrawal of thy presence, though it tears my soul asunder. O thou who stealest the hearts of thy devotees, do with me what thou wilt, for thou art my heart's beloved, thou and thou alone. O Lord, lead us from the unreal to the real, lead us from darkness to light, and lead us from death to immortality. May all be free from dangers, may all realize what is good, may all be actuated by noble thoughts, may all rejoice everywhere. May all be happy, may all be free from disease, may all realize what is good, may none be subject to misery. May the wicked become virtuous, may the virtuous attain tranquility, may the tranquil be free from bonds, may the freed make others free. May good betide all people, may the sovereign righteously rule the earth, may all beings ever attain what is good, may the worlds be prosperous and happy, may the clouds pour rain in time, may the earth be blessed with crops, may all countries be freed from calamity, may holy men live without fear. May the Lord, the destroyer of sins, the presiding deity of all sacred works, be satisfied, for he being pleased, the whole universe becomes pleased, he being satisfied, the whole universe feels satisfied.